Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me just bring this down for a minute. Hi. Hi, Kathy B. Good evening. Hey, Katie. How are you? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? I won't be on here that long. I just wanted to go over this cold case. There's a lot of pieces to this cold case. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Just, I don't know. I'm here. I'm here. You know, I'm here. Yep. Um, there's a lot of pieces to this case. So buckle in and just try to take in as much as you can. Might be hard because when we're dealing with a child, it's always difficult. You know what I mean? It's always difficult. And this is one of the cases that's very difficult. And I remember this case because I remember watching a movie on this case. They actually did a movie. And now they have a documentary. Now, I was trying to find the movie again tonight, and I couldn't find it, but I could only find the documentary. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm burping. But if you would like to see the documentary after hearing about this case, just let me know in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Also, I am going away next week on the 1st. So would you ladies like to do movie night? Those of you that pay $5.99 for movie night on my Patreon. Or do you want to wait till I get back from vacation? So, thank you. I haven't felt it yet, but I'm getting there. You do want to see the documentary? Do you have, Kathy B, have you heard about this case? Yeah, I have been really busy. We have a case, a runaway now. Well, no, oh my God, did I just say a runaway? No, I don't know if he ran away. I'm working on I have a missing case from a group home. It doesn't ring a bell. Oh, wow. Okay. 1. So you guys want to see the documentary? Okay. Now, I can't do documentaries on live. They'll eat my ass up on YouTube, even though I'm not monetized. But we can work that out. We can definitely work that out. Okay, so you do want to see the documentary. Okay, well actually what I'm going to show you tonight is kind of a documentary. But I really want to show y'all the real documentary because I haven't seen it. I've seen the movie. So let me tell y'all about this. This 12 years old little boy was unalive from Boston. Okay, remember, let me show y'all some pictures. And my laptop is fixed, so it shouldn't be a problem with it. It was such an easy thing to do. It was just another thing added that wasn't supposed to be added on, so he just deleted it off. That's what I was about to say. Couldn't you just stream it on Patreon only and get boosted? But boost Patreon only and not get boost. You know what's crazy? After the live a few days ago, I went on Patreon to see, because I've been trying to go live on Patreon before and I was having a hard time. So I'm trying to work that out also, to do the Patreon live for the people that pay for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was giving me a little issue before, but now this is fixed. Yeah, they fixed it. It was such a simple thing, y'all. It was so simple, but he was so nice about it. Yeah. I saw you uploaded something. Oh, that was just on my phone. Just little clips I was just trying to give out there for missing cases and stuff like that. Yeah. I be doing that on my phone. But this case, y'all, this is, okay, I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show, matter of fact, all right, I'm going to just put it like this. Okay, let me go from here. I interviewed a mother a few years, last year, I don't know when, but I interviewed a mother back, right? And I don't know if y'all remember, hold on. Let me get it right. I want to get it right. I want to get it right. I want to get it right. Because this plays into this case, what I'm about to do. And I'm going to interview her again also. But I'm going to wait till I come from vacation because there's a lot going on. I feel, and with me, not with hubby, it's with me, it's a lot going on. This is Pasten. Pasten. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Teron Evans. I'm going to show you his face. Should I do it on YouTube? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like this. Let's go to YouTube. Oh, no, let me just go to my phone. I'm so confused right now, y'all. Don't mind me. Don't pay me no mind. Hold on. That's weird. That's weird. Let me go on here. She's on my other stuff too, but let me go down. Give me a minute. What the fuck? Hold on, y'all, because I really want y'all to know about this one. This is crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's weird. Let me go to my Facebook. My group, I mean. Okay, remember? Remember him, y'all? I interviewed his mother, Justice for Teron Evans from Pastan. You remember that? Okay. His mother's name is Jen. Remember? Okay, let me show you. Let me see if I can find. I'm going to show y'all a picture of her, but I want to show y'all a better picture. Let me see if I can find her. Okay, remember his mother? I interviewed her. Okay, y'all gonna remember this when I tell you the story of it. That was the case of his girlfriend. He was in a relationship, right? With a white woman, remember? And he wound up being unalive in her bed. And she said that he OD'd, but there was no pills found in his system. And she's an informant. He was a Black Lives Matter activist, and his mother is a Black Lives Matter activist. Right. You remember that case, right? She's been fighting for her son the whole time. Now, before her son was killed, remember, she said on my interview on the live, she was fighting for a little boy, right, named Garrett Phillips, because another guy was wrongly accused of unaliving him. And she felt because she was fighting for this little boy, they was some way involved in being the corruption of taking her son's life as well. Because she's Black Lives Matter. Remember, she said she was fighting for justice for a little boy? Let me know if y'all remember that in the comments, because this matters a lot. Let's see if I can get that interview that she said that. How about that? Okay. While y'all think about that, let's see. Let me know. Yes, I remember that so much. She thought they were out to get her and target her, some because she was standing up for what's right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, whew, y'all got me having chills over here, y'all. Second one, I heard of BLM who lost their son, and yes, I remember. Yes, Kathy B. See, the second one, wow, look at that. Oh my God, no, you're right, because I did an interview way back with another lady, Black Lives Matter, also, who her son was hung. But we're going to talk about that one another time. But this one, yes. So let me tell y'all. The little boy that she was talking about is the case that we're going to talk about right now. Garrett Phillips. Yes, that's the boy that she was trying to defend. Ooh. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all everything. I'm gonna show y'all everything. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Now, this happened in 2011. Garrett Phillips was 12 years old, okay? His mother was in a relationship with a soccer coach from his school. Well, that soccer coach had other kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Him and his mother was dating. I don't know what happened in the relationship, but the relationship didn't work out. And they separated. They parted their ways. Well, when the little boy was unalive, they blamed the black man, the soccer coach. I also believe that the little boy didn't get along with the mother's boyfriend at the time. He didn't get along with the soccer coach. And I think that the soccer coach blamed the mother for their relationship ending, blamed the little boy for their relationship ending. Okay. The soccer coach, his name was Nick Hillary. Okay. Garrett Phillips' murder was a tragic enough. 12-year-old boy found gravely injured in his own home. The trial was followed. However, he left his hometown divided as a man who targeted at the murder leading to an accusation of racism and misconduct. One of the plea players in the trial was Barry Rain. So what is she now? First, some background, okay? Philip was killed in Potsdam. I can't say that word right, but Potsdam is small, and we talked about this town because when I did the interview for the mother, remember we looked up this town, and it's very, very small town, but very few black people, not barely black people at all in that town. Potsdam, a small rural town in upstate New York, few hours from me, located north from the Canada border. In 2011, he was found unconscious in his home. Soon after, neighbors reported hearing a strange sound, a child yelling for help, and a lock clicking from the apartment. So this is what happened. I believe that I heard that he went to school that day or something like that. And then when he went home, the neighbors heard him scream and they heard a yell for help. When the police came, I heard that the killer was still in the freaking apartment when the police was knocking on the door, unaliving this little boy. Well, the murderer got down the fire escape or something, and they found the little boy unalive. I think he was beaten to death. The authorities believe the killer escaped as police were on the way. The shocking murder had police zoning in one suspect, only Nick Hillary, one of only black men in Potsdam. Told you there's nearly no black people up there. The ex-boyfriend of Philip's mother. And while he was charged for the crime in 2014, and I'm going to leave that blank for now. So let's look at something that somebody did, okay? I'm going to play you a little clip. I found a little interview and some other stuff. Now, I know that YouTube has a problem with documentaries and showing certain things, but certain people know how to do their own little type of documentaries on here without doing a documentary. So that's what I'm going to show y'all now, okay? And y'all know how when I show people's content, I show them love. And I say, go give them the thumbs up to their channel and let them know Brooklyn Squad sent y'all. And if you would like to subscribe to their channel, go ahead, okay? I ain't going to tell y'all no more. We're going to watch this, and then we're going to discuss it. Let's get into it. You know I don't want to tell y'all no more yet. I done told y'all enough. This is a sad case. I remember this because I remember watching the movie. And I didn't know until after the movie was over that this was a true story. It's crazy. I was like, oh my God. Okay, let's get into it. Oh yeah. And let me just say, hold on, wait a minute. Let me also say this. I believe that If I'm not mistaken, her ex-husband was a police officer, I think, or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say allegedly. I'm not sure. I think she had another ex-husband or ex-boyfriend. It was an ex-husband. Yep, it sure was. All right. Now I don't know if he is his, if that's Garrett's son, but she did have an ex-husband, a white ex-husband. Let's get to it. Oh, ain't nobody really looked at him.
Have the ability to ruin a person's life, or even the reputation of a community. We are programmed to believe that the truth will always prevail if these accusations are serious enough to enter the court system. However, time and time again, we are reminded of the critical flaws that can be found within the system that is designed to protect us. On October 24th, 2011, Garrett Phillips headed home after another typical day in the 6th grade. He lived with a single mom, Tandy Cyrus, and his brother Aaron. They lived in a quaint apartment complex at 100 Market Street, known as North County Manor. This was located in a small town in upstate New York called Potsdam Village. At 4:52 p.m., surveillance footage monitoring the school parking lot captured Garrett riding away on his ripstick. At about 5 p.m., Garrett's neighbors Sean Hall and Marissa Vogel, who lived in the same building, were watching Dexter when they heard a loud bang from across the hall. Through the walls, they could hear muffled cries of a child saying no and help. It sounded urgent, so Marissa rushed over and knocked on the door. She was met with silence, followed by a click of the door locking. This disturbed Marissa, so she called 911.
Potsdam Police, Dispatcher Schneider.
Hi, my name is Marissa Vogel, and I have something. I'm not sure if I should call or not. I thought I heard some screaming, like no and help, a couple of times. So I knocked on their door, and I heard the lock click. And I know this sounds really paranoid and stuff, but I figured I'd call just in case.
Where do you live?
Sorry, 100 Market Street, North Country Manor Apartments. It sounded like something fell, and then it was either no or help. So it was a little weird.
Okay, I'll have somebody check on it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Unsure if anybody was in imminent danger, police responded swiftly, and an officer arrived on the scene within minutes. They knocked on the door to Garrett's apartment. There was no response, but they believed they heard somebody walking around. Unable to access the apartment, they contacted the building supervisor, Rick Dumas.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rick Dumas?
Yes, it is.
So I set a patrol up thinking that they might open the door for patrol, but he's not getting an answer.
Well, I'm in Potsdam. I got to drop my niece and nephew off at basketball and my wife, and I can run over there. I've got a key.
Okay.
Within 15 minutes, Rick arrived to open the door. It was clear Garrett had safely arrived home from school, as his ripstick was rested against the wall and his backpack laid on the floor. Garrett was then found collapsed in his mother's room. He was in full cardiac arrest.
Can you give me any more information?
I'm going to start CPR.
Unresponsive, male, probably 10 years old, no pulse, not breathing. That's about really all we got. The mother is Tandy Cyrus. We don't know the child's name at this time. She's not here. We haven't been able to locate.
Okay. Isn't she John Jones' ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wonder if he's got a number.
I don't know. You might want to maybe call him and find out.
Mavati video.
Okay, so yes, it was a cop. Because they said, isn't she Jim Jones' ex-girlfriend? So it wasn't it wasn't an ex-husband, it was an ex-boyfriend who was a cop. So I was right, and I was halfway right. Wasn't an ex-husband, it was an ex-boyfriend who was a cop. Why would police not barge in? They wasted too much time waiting on the landlord like they always do. Girl, I know. Especially when you have a child involved. The neighbors call 911 and says, I hear the child screaming, help. It's crazy. Why wouldn't they barge in, right? How many cases do we see where the police want to play nicey and go wait for the landlord? I wish they start using their minds and act like if that was their child.
And Garrett was transported to the nearest emergency room.
Hi, this is Nancy Rutledge.
Not breathing. That's about really all we got. The mother is Tandy Cyrus. We don't know the child's name at this time. She's not here. We haven't been able to locate.
Okay. Isn't she John Jones' ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wonder if he's got a number.
I don't know. You might want to maybe call him and find out.
An ambulance arrived, and Garrett was transported to the nearest emergency room.
Hi, this is Nancy Rutledge. I'm the supervisor at the hospital. Obviously, we're here with this young child that was just brought in. Yep. The rescue squad gave us an insurance card of a woman named Tandy Cyrus. I'm working on it. They think that's the mother. Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with her right now.
Tandy rushed to the hospital when they finally got in contact with her. She watched as medics struggled to resuscitate her son. Tragically, these efforts were unsuccessful, and Garrett succumbed to his injuries. At 7:18 p.m., he was pronounced dead. An autopsy was scheduled for the following day. Back at the crime scene, it was clear that Garrett had not been alone. The rear window at the back of the apartment was half open, with the screen forced out and the metal blinds broken. It was possible that somebody had escaped that way, but police were skeptical at first, as Garrett lived on the second floor of the building, and so the drop from the windowsill to the ground was about 20 feet. However, in the grass below the window, a foot-shaped gouge supported this theory. Police estimated that the perpetrator was athletic and was possibly injured during the risky jump out of the second-floor window. A dangerous killer was likely on the loose. Time was of the essence, and it was crucial to track down potential suspects as soon as possible. Police began questioning Garrett's family, friends, and the surrounding community, and were able to narrow it down in an astonishingly short time frame. One of the main discoveries that made this possible was the school parking lot surveillance footage. As we showed before, Garrett is seen riding his ripstick away from the school. Shortly after this, a vehicle follows, and investigators believed that they knew exactly who was driving this car. On October 25th, 2011, the day following Garrett's death, a phone call took place between Lieutenant Mark Murray of the Potsdam Police Department and the district attorney's lead investigator, Daniel Manor, to discuss the status of potential suspects in the case.
Potsdam Police Dispatcher, aware. Hi, how are you? Good. This is Dan Manor from the DA's office. Hey, Dan. So, Mark Murray, you're the chief in right now? Mark's in. Hold on one second. Thanks. Dan, what's up? Marky, I was calling to say if you need anything from our office, don't hesitate calling. Okay. Yeah, I talked to Nicole twice last night. Okay. Just updated her as to what we had. What are you doing today? Oh, I'm just getting ready to take my granddaughter up to Colton School, and I just heard, I didn't know about it. I heard about it on the radio. I'm sorry, man. I would have called you. It was kind of a circus, though. You have all the suspects that were involved? Or is there just one? There's one person particularly we want to talk to. So. And we got a call from one of her cousins that said that this 12-year-old boy had been killed by his mother's boyfriend. Now, where that came from, I have no idea. Yep, that's the rumor.
The man that they are referring to is Tandy's ex-boyfriend,
like
a man named Oral Hillary, who goes by the name Nick. They had already reached out to him the night before.
Hello? Oh, is Mr. Hillary there, please? Mr. Hillary speaking.
Okay. Just to let you know, that wasn't me. That was on his side with the I don't know what was going on with his thing. But okay, so now they call Nick Hillary, who is the ex-boyfriend of the little boy's mother, and he was the soccer coach at the little boy's school. And him and the little boy didn't get along. The little boy didn't like him. It was said that when they broke up, he blamed the little boy for their breakup. I definitely remember that in the movie. And, other stuff. But, yeah. As a grown man, I mean, blaming a child, you know how kids could be, but I don't know. He didn't want it with his mother. Let's see what he got to say.
Mark Murray, the Potsdam Police Department. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, and you?
Not too bad. We had an incident occur this evening, and we'd like to speak with you in regards to it. There was an incident with Tandy's 10-year-old son, and I didn't know if you'd be able to come to our station and speak to us really quick about it.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you just called just now, but I have my kids here with me. Is it possible that you can come on down to my house and speak to me?
Where do you live?
Meadow East.
Okay, what number of Meadow East?
Apartment E6.
E6?
Yeah.
Sure.
They proceeded to meet with Nick, but they essentially broke the news to him and left. Notes from the meeting outlined his reaction. He said things like, "I feel so empty inside," and seemed visibly shaken up. There was nothing out of the ordinary, but they still did not know much about this man. Nick was an immigrant from Jamaica who moved to the U.S. at 16 years old. He went on to serve 3 years in the military before attending St. Lawrence College, where he led his soccer team to a national championship. Although he was a talented athlete, he switched gears to do what mattered most to him, helping the younger generation. He worked as a math teacher for a short while before coming back to his roots as the head soccer coach for Clarkson University's varsity team. Tandy provided for her family by working 2 jobs. She was a bank manager during the day and would bartend in the evenings at a local pub, Half Tons Bar and Grill. Nick had met Tandy at that bartending job, and they instantly connected. Their fondness for each other only grew, and soon the 2 families moved in together. Nick became quite involved in Garrett and Aaron's lives, filling the role as their father figure. However, it wasn't always easy. The community of Potsdam had their own judgments about Tandy and Nick's relationship. These judgments impacted Garrett's life, which led to him disliking Nick and the fact that Nick was dating his mother. The couple wanted to take the pressure off of the kids, and to curb any future harassment from the community, they decided it may be best for the 2 families to live separately for the time being. However, as with most separations, the couple began reassessing their relationship, and just 1 month before Garrett's death, they decided that it was in their best interest to officially break up. The same morning as Mark Murray and Daniel Manner's phone call, Tandy was brought in for an interview with the police.
Sorry for the loss. This is a terrible tragedy. Obviously, we're doing everything we can right now to get down to the bottom of it. We're looking at every angle we possibly can. We have the state police up there. We're up there last night. We're up there again. They're trying their special crimes units up there, gather what they can for evidence. Danny's going to try to get some subpoenas, we get cell phones. The last contact you had was
okay.
with that. Is that what he called you or you called him? Okay. He was at that school at the time? Obviously, one person probably were interested in speaking to you. So, okay. We had a brief discussion with him yesterday just to try to get a...
I had never been ghosted until I started my...
I believe the guy right there, holding her hand, is the cop. I think that's the ex-boyfriend. Because I remember in the movie, I was like, what the fuck? It's like he's squeezing her hand, like giving a signal or something. But yeah, I believe that's the, if I'm not mistaken, that's the cop. I don't know. We'll see, though. I'm going to look into it again. But yeah. And I also want to have, I'm also going to be talking about, let me let this finish. I'm sorry.
Well, Nick Hillary is the main focus of this video. It's important we point out the man holding Tandy's hand throughout this interrogation. This is John Jones, Tandy's ex-husband, and also the county sheriff's deputy. Apparently, Nick's name was brought up several times at the end of John and Tandy's marriage. There even ended up being an incident where he confronted Nick at his home to discuss the nature of their relationship. In January of 2011, just 10 months before Garrett's death, Tandy wrote a formal complaint to the sheriff's department that John worked at. She stated that John had threatened her and that she feared for her and her children's safety. outlining multiple incidents of harassment. Some have speculated that John's involvement in this case is based on bad intentions. Whether his kindness and dedication for Tandy is genuine or not, he turned out to be a key player in both her support circle and the investigation surrounding Garrett's death. Following Tandy's interview, investigators decided to focus entirely on Nick Hillary.
Hi, Ed. Hey,
Okay. Damn, I'm good.
We're hanging in there. Yeah.
So that was
appreciate all the help,
I was married.
Police are helping us with right now. I mean, without you guys, it would be help you in any way we can. You know, we want to get this one right. Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's we got a 12-year-old that's lost his life. We got to lock somebody up. And we have a strong suspect at this point. We're just trying to get all the ammunition against him at this point. We can.
Garrett's autopsy was performed later that Tuesday, less than 24 hours after his death, and police confirmed the involvement of foul play. The cause of death was asphyxia due to suffocation/strangulation. The reason he was in full cardiac arrest when the police arrived was due to the compression of his corroded body at the back of his neck. This can cause slowing of the pulse and lead to cardiac arrest. There was also suspicious rug burns on his legs, as well as marks on his face and neck, signaling that there was a struggle. Now, with the cause of death confirmed, police were confident about the timeline of the crime. 4:52 p.m., Garrett leaves the school parking lot. 4:53 p.m., Nick leaves the parking lot. 4:58 p.m., estimated time of Garrett's arrival home. 5:06 p.m., Garrett is murdered. 5:08 p.m., 911 call for Marissa. 5:14 p.m., the police arrive. 5:33 p.m., Rick Dumas gives access to the apartment. With the information that they had gathered up until this point, this timeline only furthered their suspicions of Nick's involvement. So, before confronting and accusing Nick of any crimes, they decided to observe him from a distance. There was a soccer game later that evening, SUNY Potsdam versus Clarkson University. They knew that he would be there coaching. The detectives claimed that Nick had a limp affecting his right leg, but a video from that soccer game shows Nick walking smoothly and even beating several young men to the locker room. No limp visible. Regardless, this led the police to filing an affidavit with the aim of obtaining a search warrant. The next day, on Wednesday, October 26th, just 2 days after Garrett's death, officers ordered...
Okay. So remember, they said that, okay, so there's three things. He was married to her, the guy. And he was very abusive. And he was a sheriff deputy. That says a lot. That says a lot. And that's going to tie into the next case on Teron Evans when I do his case again. Because I'm going to be having his mother back on here. But instead of them looking at that, they focused on Nick Hillary. Now, remember they said whoever jumped out that window, they had to have a limp because, you know, it was a pretty high standard. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty high. He was it's not like he was on the first floor. You know, I think he was on the second floor or something like that, second or third floor or so. And so they're trying to say that he had a limp. If he did have a limp, it could have been anything. He plays soccer, for God's sake. He's a coach, you know? And another thing, the car that pulled out of the parking lot was supposed to be his car, they saying. That's another thing. So with all that together, they said, well, let's focus on the black man. Let's not question the ex-husband who was always abusing and so jealous. Let's not question him because he is a officer of the law. He's the head dog. He's the head honcho. We don't want to mess with one of our own.
Nick down to the station for questioning. They told him it was to go over Garrett's class list. Nick appears keen on helping the investigation in any way possible, but he should be hypervigilant since he is speaking to them without the presence of a lawyer.
Why don't you just advise him that his information is right there and all that?
Okay.
So you look in the right hand and talk to them.
Well, I mean, if you got to redo it, right?
We don't have to.
You don't have to. If you want to hear me, hear him. It's kind of, it's not really doesn't bother you.
Anyways,
You're not under arrest.
let's get to the case. Okay. How long had you gone out with Andy?
I've been seeing Sandy since September last.
She's a good-looking girl, obviously, and draws attention. You know what I mean? Is there other people that express a big interest in her, or that you're aware of any? I'm aware of some. I know several people have always went there. You know, that's the thing that I can't say. Can't really say. Did you break up with her? Did she break up with you? What's the deal with that?
We separated.
Separated.
You usually pick up your kids from school for your daughter. She goes to the high school or she walks home? She goes to the high school. And what's her name? Mark, I'm not trying to be a prick like you, but you actually come down into the others. Then you guys are actually trying to damn questions right now. Okay. I don't mind answering questions, but when I answer questions, I need to know pertaining to what.
Okay. I was just trying to get some information about your daughter. This is where I'm going with this. Has she heard any rumors about what's going on?
She hasn't.
Can you provide me? You're here to help me with something I'm clueless about.
So I'm clueless about it as well.
You know that you're free to leave at this point, Nick. We just
I want to be as helpful as possible.
Okay, well, what we'd like to do is eliminate you as being part of this whole thing.
Am I suspecting this thing?
No, what we'd like to do, we know
the word eliminate is a big word.
everybody's a suspect. This whole town's a suspect, okay? All these kids are. Okay, we need
Really,
you know,
we're hurtling forward here, and I don't like this is the most informal I can find it. We're here alone. No one knows that you're here besides you, us, you and Gary. That's it. If we wanted to treat you as like what you're saying, as a suspect, it'd be a lot different situation.
You know what you did on Monday? Monday was the first day of the week, 2 days ago.
I despise human race.
Did you say?
Okay, this isn't hard, Nick. These are simple questions, okay?
Our timeline is such that we talked to you before, and you mentioned for practice. What time was practice on Monday? Do you remember?
I have no comments.
No comments on when practice was?
No. See again, Mark.
That just strikes me as like I don't understand. Like what do you think we're asking?
Let us just be frank, please. Okay.
Well, okay. If you want to be frank, go ahead and be frank.
Okay. You asked me to come down here to do what?
To look at a list of students.
Raise the list of students.
Okay.
Not like the 4th.
I appreciate that.
Let's not turn nasty with it.
I'm not. What's your name again?
Gary.
Gary. Yeah.
Gary's helped safely. I've been safe police for over 20 years.
Okay.
Okay, this isn't the first time I talked to somebody. Okay?
Understandable.
Okay.
The family. This is a big case, and what's been going on here.
It should be a big case.
You know? So I know you've heard this before, but this is your Miranda rights. You're not under arrest, okay? I'm listening to you, okay? And before you go to make any snap judgment, what you do, I want you to hear me out. So you came in here, I told you I was going to lie.
Understandable.
Okay, so there's a question that has confused me for 3 days, and I got to ask him, okay? You have the right to remain silent, and if you say it can be used against you in court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have a question if you were being questioned.
All right, you just read me.
Okay, let me just say, I was sitting here trying to figure out, right, who is Garrett's father? Was it, because I can't remember, was it the ex-husband? Right? It's not like we never seen somebody unalive their child before, right? But no, it wasn't the ex-husband detective guy. It says, so I looked it up while this was playing just now, real quick. And it said Garrett Phillips, despite early life tragedy, when he was a toddler, his father, Robert, an amble grounds worker at the State University of New York at Potsdam, suffered a brain aneurysm and never recovered. He died before Garrett was 3 years old. So little Garrett's father's name was Robert, and he passed away from a brain aneurysm when Garrett was only 3. So that's who his father was. So it definitely wasn't the ex-husband police officer guy.
Yeah, right. I think the mistakes are.
You know what I'm saying? Are you on the phone with somebody?
I know.
Yeah.
You didn't hear me out for my question. It's pretty simple.
Understand what you read me Miranda rights.
Very
I know once you read Miranda rights, whatever I say, like you said,
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So I'm just
Okay,
going to
well,
correct that and implement my 6th Amendment.
Okay, so which meaning what?
You know the 6th Amendment.
The Sixth Amendment states that criminal defendants have the right to a timely and public trial, the right to know who your accusers are and the nature of the charges and evidence against you, and the right to a lawyer. In other words, Nick is basically saying, I'm done talking and I demand a lawyer.
Yeah, so I might be down here for a shot fun. Okay. It's only been an hour, right? An hour, not even? I mean,
I don't.
He said he was a lawyer.
Aren't you curious
That's
as to
it.
what Garrett said or anything this guy knows? You're not making curious. I mean, I know it makes you curious. It made me curious.
Why don't you tell me what he said?
What do you want to know?
Tell me what he said.
Well, let's put it this way. Okay.
Looking good.
If you and I, Mark, are going to have a detailed conversation about what happened there, I'll tell you everything you want to know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you right now that you've got some problems. Okay. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
You've got some problems. It's daylight out. It's 5 o'clock. You're on Market Street, Potsdam. It's a small town. This parade's gone on long enough. Okay.
I'm hearing the Gary.
Okay. Well,
I don't think that you went there with any intention to harm me. I don't think you did. Things got hairy and stuff happened. That's a big difference. That's a big difference between someone, you're from the city, you know better than me. There's people out there that are bad people. You're not a bad person. You are a quality person. You went to St. Lawrence, you're a soccer coach,
Mark.
And this is that's where I'm coming from. I have respect for you. Maybe that's a bad thing, but if you want to hear me out,
I have respect for you as well.
I'm professional, you're professional. This isn't anything that was you're doing that you purposely went and did. I know that. And I just, this family's,
You sound like an idiot.
The family's distraught about it. And here I am in the middle just trying to say, what can I do to make this thing have the best closure, get it done over with before it's a mess? And it's going to be a huge mess. It's going to be horrible.
Okay. Accidents happen. Okay. I know what happened there. Okay?
Well, okay, if you do know what happened, then you're telling me, what are you telling me?
Here's a kid that sits in the way of your relationship.
Right? And listen to what you're saying to me, Gary.
I know Tandy.
Listen to what you just said to me. You say you knew, you have full idea of what has gone on there. Where is there?
At the apartment.
Okay.
Okay.
So why am I here then if you know?
Everybody gets an opportunity, okay? This is your opportunity, Nick. This is your opportunity.
I want to take this opportunity to go to work, and I would like for you guys to grant me the opportunity to speak to y'all later on when I have more time.
What is going to show me outside this?
Sit down.
You're that 12-year-old kid. You're telling me when your practice was. Wait. You're going to tell me that you don't know when your practice was. You got a dead kid.
Well, you're going to be held on here for a minute anyway. So
Gary, please.
Well, I'm telling you right now. Listen to me, okay?
See you guys.
Okay, this right here is fucked up. This is bullshit. He asked for a lawyer. That conversation should have stopped already. He said his man, I want a lawyer. Why? What are they doing? What are they doing? This is the problem that goes on. When you ask for a lawyer, there should be no more discussion. They should not be questioning him, not trying to convince him to do anything, not trying to block the door. What? They're bullying him to get him to talk, even though he asked for a lawyer. Right. And this happens all the time. All the time. This is crazy. I be watching movies and I be seeing the same shit. Like, what is going on? They asked for an attorney. Why are you still questioning him? What don't you understand? At this point, there is no more discussion. I would have not said nothing else, period. I shut the fuck down. You won't get me to say nothing. First of all, I won't go in your station without my attorney. He should have never been in there, period, walking in there without his attorney. No way.
I came and asked me to come down here tonight. Yes or no, Mark? Yes or no?
Yes, we did, but I want to explain something to you, okay?
Okay.
Well, we can do things the easy way or the hard way around here. There's two ways to do everything, okay? You can call your attorney or do whatever you want to do. In the meantime, we're going to apply for a search warrant to get permission to photograph your body, okay? It's like I told you, Nick, this doesn't have to be the end of the world.
I understand that, but look, you guys brought me down here, and I'm saying to you guys, I'm still willing to cooperate and be helpful.
Okay, well, listen to me then, please.
If
you want to be helpful, put your phone down, shut it off, and be helpful with me, okay? I want to tell you something about Garrett, my impression of Garrett.
You said you spoke to Garrett before he passed. That's what you told me.
Yes. No.
Okay? No, that's what you told me. He just confirmed it. That's what you just told me.
Listen to me. I said Garrett said something. There's rescue people there.
Okay.
Okay. You watch CSI at all? DNA? You know anything about that?
No.
Now you're lying to me.
Then he wouldn't ask him, do he watch CNN or anything? Because you want to know how much he know. So you can keep trying to play his intelligence.
You're lying to me. You know what DNA is.
I do know what DNA is.
Okay, you told me no, but you don't know what DNA is.
You asked me if I watch CSI.
You ever watch CSI?
I have seen it.
Okay, you lied to me. Listen to me, Nick. This isn't the kind of thing this isn't the kind of thing that you can just slide out on and not face what happened.
All right?
Yeah.
He's already accusing him.
We're gonna end up taking it. So you're done with the phone calls. You talk to your lawyer. He's going to move your phone.
I can't just give you my phone. Please?
No. You gotta give it to me.
She didn't be calling me back.
Well, she can call here to TV. Give me your phone. I don't want to take it from you. This is good. Okay. Just sit down. We're just going to be here a while.
Now they stop from him calling his lawyer. This is crazy.
I'll sit in here with you.
The investigator then stays in the room with Nick, and while doing so, Nick's attorney friend Munai tries to call him back.
Amazon is overcharging you, but I can show you how to avoid it. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Hey, man, could I answer that, please? Allow me the opportunity, please. Allow me the opportunity, please. Please, no. Please.
Nick was not allowed to answer the call. Over the next 2 hours, Nick is left.
You see the bullshit that they did? You see what I'm saying? So basically, you around, how you say that word? He asked for a lawyer, you basically denied him. That's basically what you did. Yeah, basically denied him. He was not able to speak to his lawyer back. The lawyer called him, and y'all tell him no? Oh, baby, I would have sued right there. I would have sued right there. I would have been in trouble. Y'all fucking with my Amanda rights. Whatever the hell rights y'all call it. Shit.
Left in the interview room without his phone or any outside contact. He spends most of this time staring out the window and likely reflecting on the situation that he finds himself in. A search warrant for Nick's current outfit and any other items on him was eventually obtained. It started off casually, taking pictures of him from all angles, but things escalated quickly, and within moments, Nick found himself completely naked as several officers stood around him.
Let us search warrant started at 1601. Today's date, October 26, 2011.
Wow.
As you can imagine, Nick questioned whether or not this treatment was ordinary or if his civil rights had been violated. Unfortunately, there was nothing that Nick could do during these moments other than cooperate. Something interesting to note is that the investigators went into this search determined to find an injury on Nick's lower legs as a result of jumping out of Garrett's window. Upon removing his shoes and socks, the detectives noticed a small wound on his right ankle. Nick claimed the injury occurred while moving furniture in his house, but he refused to elaborate any further. When Detective Murray was questioned about making Nick strip naked, he said that it was a normal procedure and that other people were also photographed naked in this investigation. When asked who, he responded, Garrett Phillips was. After 8 hours of being questionably detained, Nick was given an outfit resembling a hazmat suit and was allowed to leave. Following this interrogation, news quickly spread throughout the community of Nick being a prime suspect. Clarkson University no longer allowed him on their campus. Despite how intense law enforcement's suspicions of Nick seemed to be, the district attorney, Nicole Duvet, would refuse to attempt to getting an indictment against him. The case seemed up in the air for the time being. It was uncertain whether the evidence provided enough clarity as to who killed Garrett.
Everybody associated with this case continues to work very diligently, following up every possible lead. Unfortunately, sometimes these kinds of cases take time. This is one of those kinds of cases.
The case stagnated for about 2 years, but the community did not. Justice for Garrett signs and posters were in hot demand and were posted all over town. A $40,000 reward was offered to anybody who could provide information that aided in the arrest of Garrett's killer.
Well, it's been nearly 2 years since 12-year-old Garrett Phillips was killed in Potsdam. Well, no arrests have been made yet. The family holds on to hope that one day the person responsible will be brought to justice.
One time I think he loved everybody, do anything for anybody.
All I would really ask the people is to still keep putting little clips in the paper, keeping the pressure on so that it's just left on somebody's desk.
Nick Hillary was publicly named as the main person of interest and remained that way over the passing 2 years. As you can imagine, this led to him and his family being ostracized, regardless of the fact that he had yet to face any charges. Feeling bullied by the system, he filed a civil lawsuit against the Potsdam Village Police Department, alleging false arrest, false imprisonment, unreasonable search and seizure, defamation, and emotional distress.
A Clarkson coach has filed a notice of claim against the Village of Potsdam, and his attorney says a civil lawsuit will follow in the near future. He says the notice of claim is being made for injuries and damages sustained during the investigation, including claims for false arrest, illegal detention, illegal search and seizure, emotional distress, and defamation. Hillary's attorney says that his client has handled the situation the best he can.
Well, Mr. Hillary has conducted himself with extreme dignity throughout this entire process, and Mr. Hillary has faith in justice and also the truth.
In 2013, Mary Rain took over the position of district attorney after promising to push forward with the Garrett Phillips case. Meanwhile, legal proceedings for the civil case began.
The date is January 20th, 2014. The time is 10:08.
My Tafari, Mr. Oral Nicholas Hillary.
Thomas Mortati of Burke, Scalamero, Mortati, and Hurd for the defendants, and I'm here with Amanda Sherman of my office, as well as defendants Edward Tischler and Mark Murray. Good morning, Mr. Hillary. As you know, my name is Tom Mortati, and I represent the defendants in a lawsuit that you brought, and we're going to be here doing your deposition today. Monday, October 24, 2011. I want to start with the beginning of the day. Do you recall when you got up that day?
Objection, relevance. I typically get up around 6:30 in the morning.
What vehicle were you driving, sir?
Objection, relevance. I was driving my vehicle.
What vehicle was that?
A Honda.
Can you tell me the make and model, or rather the model and year?
Objection, relevance. It's a CRV 209.
Light blue?
That is correct.
Do you recall entering the Potsdam High School parking lot in your vehicle that afternoon, October 24th, 2011?
Objection, relevance. Yes.
Why were you going to Potsdam High School that day?
Objection, relevance. To watch a soccer game.
What did you do while you were in the parking spot?
Objection, relevance. Waiting for the rain to break.
Did it break?
No,
And where did you go?
I went home.
Mr. Hillary, are you aware that approximately 7 seconds before you left the Potsdam High School parking lot onto Leroy Street, Garrett Phillips left the Potsdam High School parking lot onto Leroy Street?
Objection, relevance, calls or facts not yet in evidence. No.
And you didn't see Garrett Phillips at all in that parking lot, correct?
Objection, asked and answered, relevance. No.
Mr. Hillary, are you aware that Garrett Phillips turned left out of the Potsdam High School parking lot that afternoon as he left Potsdam High School?
Objection, relevance. No.
Are you aware, Mr. Hillary, that there is security camera video that shows you turning left in the same direction as Garrett Phillips, exiting Potsdam High School parking lot in your blue Honda CRV that afternoon?
Objection, relevance, assume facts not yet in evidence. No.
Mr. Hillary, your apartment was to the right, up Leroy.
Okay. I have some stuff to say. I might make a few people angry, but I don't care. I think he's lying. I don't think he unalived this little boy, but the certain questions, like, I think that he did see Garrett that day when he turned out around that parking lot. I think that if he says yes, then it's just going to be more digging at him. He's already being looked at. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that he's seen Garrett that day. And that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. I mean, because Garrett was on the skateboard or whatever, and he's driving, and it's not like he doesn't know how this kid looks. I mean, he lived with the kid, for God's sake. They had an apartment together, for God's sake. There was a little Brady Bunch family, for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? So, but he didn't like the kid. So we have to put that out in front too. He did not really care for that kid. And the kids and Garrett did not like him. I believe that he did see him that day when he was going home. But I feel he probably says, shit, if I say yes, that I seen him, they already digging at me now. So imagine if I say yeah, they're really going to be digging at me. So I'm going to say no. But that's just my opinion. But do I think he unalived him? I will pray to God. I hope not.
Street from Potsdam High School, correct?
Yes.
And you've told me under oath on 2 different occasions that you went home that day, leaving Potsdam High School parking lot, correct?
Yes.
The fastest way for you to get from the Potsdam High School parking lot to your apartment would be to turn right out of the parking lot onto Leroy Street to go in the direction of your apartment. Sure. And the fastest way for you to get to your apartment, driving from Potsdam High School, would be to exit the parking lot and to turn right onto Leroy Street, correct?
Yes.
And if you made a left out of that parking lot, and Garrett Phillips was on the sidewalk on Leroy Street, approximately 7 to 8 seconds ahead of you, your testimony, you never saw him at any point while you were doing that?
Objection, asked and answered, compound. That is correct. Typically, if I make a left out the parking lot, I would be checking in with my assistant coach who lived on Gardner Street, which is what I would normally do.
Is that what you did that afternoon?
I cannot recall.
This deposition from Nick's civil suit became public, and Mary Rain presented it alongside other evidence to a grand jury, using it as an attempt to obtain an indictment against Nick. 3 days later, the grand jury returned the indictment and Nick Hillary was arrested.
100% innocent. 100% innocent. That's all I have to say.
His civil suit was officially put on hold. However, this indictment was dismissed by the judge due to prosecutorial misconduct. To understand the context behind this decision, we must take a look back at the timeline of the crime. The police believed this was the timeline of Garrett's murder. However, Nick claims that he was at home, specifically arriving at home at about 4:55 p.m., speaking to his daughter Shanna about what he was going to do for dinner, and then leaving at 5:15 p.m. This provides Nick with an alibi during the time that the murder took place, which interfered with the prosecution's timeline of events. So, they interviewed his daughter and discovered that at about 6:30 p.m., an hour and a half after Nick claims to have been talking to her about dinner, she texted her father saying, "What's for dinner?" However, any damning evidence obtained from this interview was ultimately useless. According to the judge, who eventually saw the contents of the interview, Mary Rain's questioning was considered badgering and inappropriate. This is what led to the dismissal of Nick's initial indictment, but only 4 months later, he was indicted once again.
Now, this is the second time Hillary has been indicted for Phillips' death. Oral Nick Hillary was back in a St. Lawrence County courtroom Monday. Hillary was arraigned on a charge of second-degree murder.
The DA's office has until 30 days before trial to hand over all photo and video evidence.
They're going to find what I found. The video inculpates. That means it tends to show that Oral Nicholas Hillary was at the crime scene, was present during the time of the murder, and in fact is evidence that he did murder Garrett Phillips.
Heading into the trial, Nick opted for a trial by judge, known as a bench trial. In other words, he would have no jury, and the judge would have total control over Nick's verdict.
Good morning, everybody. Please be seated. We're on the record. This is the people of the state of New York against Oral Nicholas Hillary. Mr. Fitzpatrick, your opening statement.
Thank you very much. It is, it's normally at this point, Judge, where either you or some of the litigants would say to
so the time was wrong.
To keep an open mind.
His timeline.
And
it's not good.
I don't think, Judge, I've ever beseeched someone more in a criminal case to keep an open mind than I would in this matter right now. Let's examine in what is the most conclusive piece of guilt against this man. At the exact instant Garrett reaches Leroy Street, the defendant backs up, Kate turns out of the parking lot, and according to him, at least a dozen times under oath, I went straight home, back to my daughter.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works. Let's say I'm in class. I just hit record, and as you can see...
Except...
Oops.
Mr. Hillary doesn't turn...
What are your thoughts right now, before I continue? Hearing that he lied about his timeline, that kind of threw me back. Katie, what are you thinking? Kathy B, what you thinking? Oh, and we got another person in the back. What are you thinking? That kind of threw me back. Damn.
Right, he turns left because he's hunting Garrett Phillips.
All right, let's
From
go
day
rewind
one,
a little bit. Hold
the
on.
murder investigation.
Except the camera instant. Garrett reaches Leroy Street. The defendant backs up. Kate turns out of the parking lot. And according to him, at least a dozen times under oath,
Right.
I went straight home, back to my daughter. Except the camera doesn't lie. Mr. Hillary doesn't turn right.
Uh-oh.
He turns left because he's hunting Garrett Phillips.
From day one, the
Can't
murder
finish,
investigation
baby.
focused almost exclusively on Nick Hillary. You will learn that after a thorough inspection of the deceased apartment at 100 Market Street, the police found no fingerprints, no hairs, or no fibers linking Nick Hillary to this crime. You will not see or hear any credible evidence of Nick or Nick's car approaching at or leaving 100 Market Street during the critical time when Nick exits the parking lot until Officer Mark Wentworth found the deceased. And why? Because he wasn't there.
The defense tried to nullify the school parking lot footage by comparing it with other footage. This was their argument. The school parking lot surveillance saw Garrett riding past Nick on his ripstick, hence the prosecution claiming that Nick was stalking Garrett right before murdering him. However, Garrett can also be seen in surveillance footage of a nearby hospital, riding past John Jones moments after he pulled into his driveway. The question, why did police focus on Nick Hillary but not John Jones, is asked by many when examining this case. After all, John had a history of volatile behavior in his relationship with Tandy. Moreover, John was technically a suspect in stalking Garrett right before murdering him. However, Garrett can also be seen in surveillance footage of a nearby hospital, riding past John Jones moments after he pulled into his driveway. The question, why did police focus on Nick Hillary but not John Jones, is asked by many when examining this case. After all, John had a history of volatile behavior in his relationship with Tandy. Moreover, John was technically a suspect in Garrett's murder at one point as well. He also had evidence photos taken of his body, but the level of treatment between John and Nick is night and day. From the beginning, Nick was treated inhumanely, literally stripping away his rights as well as his clothes. On the other hand, they treated John with respect, even allowing him to be involved in the case despite being a suspect himself, holding hands with Tandy throughout the entire process. The defense emphasized these points, expressing that since the beginning of the investigation, law enforcement had set their sights on Nick Hillary, blind to the fact that all of the evidence tying him to the crime was purely circumstantial.
And I'm also noted, and they said there's no evidence. Well, who gets rid of evidence? And I want to go back a little, but who was the first cop at the crime scene again? Do y'all remember? Was it this cop? I can't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, because they said, isn't this such and such? No, it wasn't. Okay. But if there's no fingerprints, no evidence at all, come on. And why was he exactly? That messed me up too, Kathy B. Why was he involved in this case and he's a suspect? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? They just like, yo. If they didn't, you know what? I can't even say they messed up. This is normal for them. This is normal for them to break the law. And why was he near Nick's house? Exactly. He was always harassing her. This is, oh God, this is. No, you mean why was he near Garrett's house? Right? Oh, what? No, but he went next. He went. Yeah, he did have a conversation with Nick too before. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy.
After an intense legal battle, it was time for the closing arguments.
The prosecution has pieced together, they've cobbled together fabrics of so-called evidence. And they've given you, Judge, a torn and tattered quilt. And they've given this torn and tattered quilt to you, and they've called it
circumstantial evidence. They're trying to paint this picture of Nick as an obsessed psychopath who, unable to get the love of his life, kills her child. Does that make sense? Submit to you, it makes absolutely no sense. It's not the type of theory you bring into a courtroom and ask a judge to find a man guilty of murder in the second degree. What they're trying to do here, Your Honor, what they're trying to do here is to demonize this man. I know the prosecutor's going to stand up here and he's going to say to you in the loudest voice as he can, you have to convict Nick Hillary. And he will say to you, I have proven my case beyond a reasonable doubt. Judge, this case is riddled with doubt.
I can't emphasize enough, Judge, how in this case, there's two possible explanations. You have to give the benefit of the doubt to the defendant. But possibility number one is either Nick Hillary is the victim of the most bizarre convergence of coincidences since man first learned to write and record history, and he sits there an innocent man, or on October the 24th, 2011, obsessed by his breakup with Tandy Cyrus,
Let me cut this down a little.
enraged that it came down to the needs of a 12-year-old boy, as if there was some moral confluence between his needs and the needs of a 12-year-old boy, he entered that boy's apartment, he chased him down, he dragged him into a bedroom, and he spent 90 seconds choking the life out of him. And he's been lying about it ever since. And we're here, Your Honor, because of tapes. And frankly, none more important than Exhibit 71. And there's the last time we ever see Garrett Phillips alive. Garrett Phillips wasn't killed by someone passing through town who hates little boys. He was killed by Nick Hillary. He wanted to be with his friends. He wanted to occasionally watch TV, Judge. He wanted to play on his ripstick. He wanted to be 12 years old and not be dictated to. And that cost him his life. And now Garrett belongs to the ages. He's forever 12. I wish you Godspeed, Judge. I pray to God you've seen this defendant for what he truly is. A person who with premeditation murdered a beautiful 12-year-old little boy. And he did it so arrogantly and stupidly that he can now finally be brought to justice. Thank you, Your Honor.
He was very, very, very emotional. I thought in the court, if you're like an attorney or something like that, you cannot have your feelings involved. Showing, you know what I mean? That's what I heard during when we was talking about the Cody's case, remember? And talking about Cody's case, I heard some stuff today, but let's stick to this. I'm going to have to bring that up another time tomorrow. Now, why would Nick be at the apartment if the mother was married to the officer at the time? None of this makes sense. None of this. I think with the, I'm gonna finish and then I'm gonna say my thoughts after. But yeah.
A week later, the court was scheduled to deliver Nick's verdict.
It's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned as we attempt to commune with the devil.
This is a 7 News special report.
Good morning. We're
Please be
interrupting
seated, ladies and
programming to bring
gentlemen.
you the verdict
Good
in the Nick
morning
Hillary
and
murder
welcome
trial.
back
Let's
to
listen
St.
in
Lawrence
now
County.
in Canton.
So this is when a verdict came back, y'all.
This is a continuation of the people of the state
It's
of
my
New
first
York
time seeing
against
all this
Oral
too.
Nicholas Hillary, indictment number 2015-015. The matter was scheduled this morning for the court to deliver its verdict. Mr. Hillary, if you'll please rise. This court has fully and fairly considered the evidence in this case pursuant to that standard, along with the other applicable and stipulated to criminal instructions. Accordingly, it is the judgment of this court that as to the charge of murder in the second degree as charged in the indictment, the defendant, Oral Nicholas Hillary, is found not guilty. There having been an acquittal, the court shall enter an order pursuant to section 16050 of the Criminal Procedure Law. Bail is exonerated and the defendant is released. Ladies and gentlemen, this court is adjourned. Thank you.
All right, you.
Fairly, yeah, right. Nobody, that boy didn't get no justice. Officer will know how to escape without being caught, exactly. And they definitely will know how to remove DNA, exactly. This is so sickening, yet this is still continuing to happen so often, exactly. Exactly. So he was found not guilty. Which is, I know he was so happy, but so he had already lost everything. Remember, they fired him from his job. So he wasn't a coach no more. His name was splattered everywhere about being a murderer. You know what I mean? That is not a good look at all. He must have a
You heard
damn
from
good
Judge
lawyer.
Felix Katina just about a minute ago. Nick Hillary found not guilty of the charge of murder in the second degree. There's Earl Ward, one of his defense attorneys, shaking someone's hand, and you can see Nick Hillary there relieved, hugging his defense team right now. And just a moment ago, we saw pictures of the victim's mother, Tandy Collins, visibly upset with that verdict of not guilty. She was crying, and certainly a packed house in the Canton courthouse. Nick Hillary, of course, very emotional right now. This has been a very long road for him. This murder happened almost 5 years ago, and just within the day of the murder of Garrett Phillips happening, media outlets were told about a person of interest, and we later learned that person was Nick Hillary. So this has been a 5-year ordeal for him. You can see he is very emotional. Again, what you have just heard from Judge Felix Katina, a not guilty verdict.
Oral Nick Hillary was acquitted on all charges and now resides in a New Jersey home with his children. A few years later, in 2018, Mary Rain was barred from practicing law in New York State for 2 years due to severe and persistent misconduct. Most recently, in 2022, Nick's civil lawsuit finally concluded. The jury determined that Nick's detainment by the police back in his 2011 interrogation was not unlawful, clearing Potsdam and any investigators involved. Tandy Cyrus continues Garrett's legacy by raising money for after-school programs in his name.
Wow. Katie says exactly. They put him through so much, right? Now they need to be going after the officer. And to this day, this little boy has no justice. They have not gone after the officer. And this is why the mother that I interviewed of Taryn Evans of Black Lives Matter, she is still fighting, not only for her son, but she is still fighting to get justice for this little boy as well. Very sad. Very, very sad. There's nothing good that came out of this. He was found not guilty, okay, but this little boy killer is still out there and probably will kill again. Whoever did this was jealous, had envy, and I don't think it was somebody on the outside. I believe it was someone that she knew. I believe, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, I do believe it was that cop. He says something in an interview. I'm going to do a part 2 of this because it is pretty late for some of y'all. But he says something in the interview, and a lot of people looked at it like he degraded his ex-wife. We're going to do a part 2. Will y'all want a part 2 of this? Let me know. Yeah, damn, y'all say yep quick. Wow. That was a fast one. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do a part 2 of this because I wanna go over the cop because they interviewed him, the mother. Yeah, I gotta find where it's not like a document. Shit, we could just do it on ooh, I got an idea. We probably could just watch it on Patreon thing. You know what I'm saying? Like us just I need to start. I always say I need to start promoting and start getting more connected with my Patreon, but I'd be so into the putting these cases together, getting no views, but the cases still got to go out there that I'm not really focusing on, trying to get my Patreon going the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because once I see a missing case, I'm on it. I'm like stuck to it. I'm like glue. Like I was just talking to Unsolved yesterday we was doing the FaceTime talking, and we're going to start connecting twice a week. So I wanted to know when him and the mother separated. We could do that on part 2, Katie. Okay. That crossed my mind when we was watching that about the distance with the mother and him separating. Yeah, we're gonna do a part 2. This is it's interesting but sad because a little boy went through so much, like such a good little boy. You know what I'm saying? And those court documents. And I'm gonna contact the activist that's into his case, the one I interviewed, because remember when her son was unalive, guess what cop was involved with her son's case? Guess what cop? Put it in the chat. When they took her son's life, Taryn Evans, he was exactly the ex-husband of that lady. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's why she was trying to tell us that day at the interview, but we never covered this case before. We never covered the little boy's case. So when she was explaining to us the whole thing, we was listening and but it is so much pieces to it. It's a lot. That's why she feel that this whole corruption thing, they took her son's fucking life. Full circle. That's why I go to get right. But remember, we never covered this this baby's case before, so we was listening and we was like, oh wow, we understood what she was saying somewhat, but by me not talking about this to the boy's case, it didn't really get the full program of it. You know what I'm saying? Now that we talking about him, it's like, oh shit, wait a minute. This is a lot. Whoa, baby. Yeah, she's been wanting to come back on for a long time. It makes so much more sense, right? Girl, oh, I just got chills. Like, wow, I really literally just got chills. Literally. Wow. It's crazy. What are y'all ladies doing tomorrow? Do you have any plans tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Friday? Tomorrow? I don't even know what tomorrow is, y'all. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? What's today? I don't even know what today is. I haven't been feeling I'm just like, oh, tomorrow's Thursday. You working tomorrow? Oh yeah, so you can't stay up late. Okay, then nothing Thursday. Okay, so maybe but then Kathy B got to get up for she works on Friday morning. Maybe we're gonna have to do a Friday then. What y'all do on Friday? Friday night. Y'all good Friday night? Cause y'all don't work on the weekends, right? Friday works. Kathy B, Friday works. There's a movie I want y'all to see. It's back. It's an old movie, but when I tell you, it's fucking. Excuse my language. It's amazing. Some and None in the Evening. Okay, got you. Okay. I want to learn how to do on Patreon. I know it says put in new episode tonight, Chicago PD. Look, I'm looking up by my thing keeps popping up. I know it says like put a link in or something like that. I'm a matter of fact, when I get off of here, I'm gonna practice it because I really want to start doing my stuff. Did y'all like my little intro? I tried to do my own little intro. What y'all thought of it? I'm trying. I don't know. Did y'all see the intro? Be honest. If y'all didn't like it, tell me. Did y'all see it? Did y'all even see it? Let me see. Let me know what y'all think. Hold on. Well, let me know if y'all saw the intro, first of all. Did y'all see the intro when y'all came in? It's okay. Yeah. I don't know how to do. I really want a good intro. You know what I mean? And I put on Facebook if how does anybody know how to do an intro? Replay, please. Okay. What y'all think? You do? Okay. You like it? Katie, what you think? I did it by myself. I tried. It sounds like it feels like a movie when I was I think I woke Dave up. It feels like a movie when I'm watching it. I'm like stuck to it. Oh God. I feel like I'm stuck to it. Where Katie at? Katie. Oh God. I want to know what you thought about it. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do the intros and hey, there she go. Justice for was you here the whole time, girl? I'm about to get off, but good evening, Queen. We just talked about you. There she go. I'm about to hit you up though. We just talked about you. Girl, you just got here. You know, this is my first time covering his case. I kept saying I gotta cover Garrett's case because his case aligns with your son's case and you, and it's been so many cases we never covered it, right? But I said, I gotta cover his case. I gotta at least talk about it. We saw this whole thing and it is just deep. Now, when we did that, when you was on here with me, right, and you did the interview, even the girls are saying they understand now. It kind of makes more sense. It puts the puzzles together of the situation with Garrett, the cop, you and your son, and why your son's life was taken. I have to have you back on. Yeah. Yeah, I had to get you back on. Because even though like we understood the case with your son and what you was talking about, I never covered Garrett. So it kind of now puts the puzzle, make everybody kind of understands it. And I love you too. Good night. Good, thank you. Good night, Papa. And it kind of puts the puzzle all together. And I'm sitting here and we're watching it and we're like, okay, wait a minute. This little boy still hasn't gotten justice. Okay, it's good, he got off, but he still hasn't gotten justice. No evidence at the crime scene, period. Who knows how to swipe evidence, period, at the crime scene? Come on. The fact that this ex-cop threatened her and was so jealous, he was so abusive, verbally, jealous. I mean, there's a lot of shit, like, come on now. And they didn't treat him. And why was he even involved in the case when he was a suspect at one time? That's a problem right there. No. There's a lot going on there. I'm gonna let you know when I get back from vacation. It made it suspenseful and like you want to know what's going on. Oh, you like did you like it, Katie? Thank you. I did my own intro. So you can see exactly why Garrett and Nick hasn't gotten justice and why my son was killed for me trying to get justice. Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Wow. Deputy Sheriff John Jones has recently retired. And that's the ex-man. And that's the thing. He wasn't just a cop. I didn't know that he was the deputy. Like the higher honcho. And he just retired. And the little boy's father passed away when he was 3 years old of an aneurysm. I had looked that up. So this little boy already went through so much. He lost his father when he was 3. What was his father's name again? Robert, was it, y'all? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it again. Robert. His father, Robert. Yeah. It's so sad. I wonder if he was scared and justice is getting closer to being served. No, I don't think so, Katie. The Jesus County Sheriff had a file open on Tehran, supposed suicide more than 8 hours before Tehran's death, or the 911 call. Oh, so yes, you do think so. That's why. Oh, I'm thinking no, but she said yeah. That's exactly why. Oh, let me read this again. Hold on now. And why would he have a file open if he wasn't even unalive yet? Because they were planning this. And you said that on my chat. Wow. Sometimes it takes me a minute to really get it. Not that I'm slow, like I wasn't never special ed or anything, but it does take a minute for me to get it. I guess because I be putting out so many cases. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And you did say that on my platform, that they had a file open before. The USB I got from the St. Louis County Sheriff in March. Yes, they planned it completely. Wow. You said that on my platform. I guess I didn't fully get it. There was so much, because she sent me like a book of stuff. I don't even have it no more because this is another phone. But at the time, she sent me like so much. And I didn't get it at that time. Good night, Kathy B. I know you got to get up early, babe. Good night, Mama. Wow. This is making more. Now I'm getting to understand a little more now. Seeing his case and just watching the video of what played out. And then when I remember a little bit of what you said on my platform and knowing that your son was trying to get justice for this little boy. And the fact that you was so close, they had to do something and they took your son out to shut you up. But see, what they didn't know was that you wasn't gonna lay down and roll over. Because now you're fighting for 2 people, 3 people. Yeah, when I come back from vacation, we definitely gotta get you on here. Yeah. Because now the girls know and they can see, they understand, and I understand a little bit more. Knowing his case, this is a lot. Holy crap. Wow. I mean, it was a lot before, but just seeing when you looking into another case that's connected to this case, you just kind of understand it a little more. You know what I mean? Remember this post Crystal put on Facebook. Even if I didn't do it, I probably did. Mm-hmm. She was posting her little fingers away too. Yeah, I want to get into her too. What has she been up to? Can you send I actually want to. Yeah, she was typing her little fingers away because she said something that really pissed me off about your son, about the whole thing. What was it that she said? She said something, and I was like, what? And she also said something that made me think that she's a little cuckoo about the stars or the kisses on the wall. What the hell did she say? It was something, remember? And I said, oh, she sound cuckoo. That he didn't want me to leave, and he would throw kisses or make stars on the wall. I don't know. She just sounded cuckoo. It was something that she said, and I said, this bitch sound crazy. You was like, yeah, because that don't even sound like my son would do some shit like that. It's weird. Yeah. And then the fake memorial that she had, and she put a monkey. Now that I also remember. See, I remember certain stuff. Yeah. The igloo she posted on Facebook. She done so much. Yes. Is any of that stuff still up? Yeah, we're going to have to talk, girl. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to. I know you be all over TikTok. She be tagging me all over and stuff. And I never ignore people. There's just so many cases, and I be trying to get to everybody. There's another mother's case that I was supposed to. I feel so bad because I never got to her case. And I know you be I think y'all became friends. Thank God, because you got to become when you're. I feel like, especially activists, has to stick together. I feel like anybody that's working against these motherfuckers got to stick together. You know what I'm saying? You got to stick together, and it's good that you're working with other mothers. Oh, you're welcome. I just wish I would have just I don't never want a parent to feel like I ignore their case and stuff like that, because I really don't. I just be trying to put out so many, and that's my problem. Instead of me doing a little, maybe like a few a week, I don't do that. I do as many as I can. I overbear myself. Somebody say you need to put out a few at a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit you up. For sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that you came in the chat because we was just talking about you. I was just talking about your son. Before we did the live, I showed your son's picture and I was like, remember her son, and this and that. And it was like, yes, yes. And I said he was unalive, the girlfriend, they all remember. It wasn't a lot of people in here. It was only Kathy being her, but they remember. And I said, yeah. And I was telling them, I said, I'm going to have her back on here because there's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Aw. Oh, thank you. I try my best, I just, it is. It's a lot, when you're I actually somebody sent me a oh my God, it's a program so I could become how do you call that? I forgot the name of it. So I could become a not an activist, but a more significant, like do the training and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? For missing people and trafficking and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do the training and stuff like that and get the certificate and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it could become overwhelming, but I'm here for it. I'm here for everything. Advocate, yes. I'm gonna do the training for it, guys. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yep. So that, yeah, it does. It can become overwhelming, but you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for all that because I look at it like this. The police don't help, right? The news don't help. And as long as I keep that in my mind, I'm here for it. Because if once I stop saying because I have to keep something in my mind. Once I know they don't help, somebody got to help somebody, right? Somebody got to help. They're not helping. They're not sharing. They don't give a damn. But if it was their kids, you know what I'm saying? It got to get done. I don't care if I'm crying on here and I'm weeping on here and I'm screaming on here, which I've done all that because I'm very sensitive when it comes to cases. It still got to get done. I don't care if it's just nobody on here. I've been on here where nobody joined my live, just me. I'm still doing it. I'm still putting the missing person thing out. Still putting it out. Still putting it out. It's got to get done. I don't care about views and all of that. I mean, hit the like because it will go in the algorithm so other people would know about the cases. I heard something like that. That's how it goes. But I'm not monetized, so I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not doing it because I'm not monetized on no platform, actually. Somebody asked me that yesterday. They say, what? You're not monetized on any platform? No. It would be nice one day, but I'm not, Just what it is. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Newsbreak. Oh, you got to get on Newsbreak. Put your stuff on your Newsbreak. If you are, follow me. I'm going to follow you. But if you're not, please go on Newsbreak. Because one thing I'm going to say, they will share your stuff. Like you could put little clip tip, like, you know how we put little shorts out? You could do it on Newsbreak. You follow it, but no, you could become a content creator on Newsbreak. Yeah, somebody told me about that. Look, I'm going to put my thing in the link so I can show you. And then just go and then just thing. But you follow it, though. Hold on. Let me show you something. Yes, girl. Yes. And on Scoops. But Newsbreak, yes. Look, I'm going to show you something. Let me see. So I'm going to put my thing in there. Like, look how many. Oh, my God. Okay, matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to put it on here. Let me see. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Newsbreak. Oh, it's already on there too. Look at that. My name is already on there. So hold on. Let me share the screen. And they share your stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, you think your son's story getting out now? Girl, on Newsbreak, your son's story might go viral. Like, everybody will be on that story. Look at this. Check this out. So I'm on here, right? So let me see something. Oh, where's my own thing? Hold on. I don't know where's the search button? Where's the search button? Oh, I don't know what this is. Hold on. No, that's something else. Let me see. I'm trying to see because it's different. No, I don't know what that is, y'all. I don't know what that is, but hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to do it on my phone because it's already attached to my phone. Like right here. Okay, let me just I'm gonna hit this link, and then I'll put the link down, then you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, but you could become a content creator on Newsbreak. Sure can. It's very simple too. It's like a 1, 2, 3 step. See, thank you for letting me know that. I would definitely share Taylor's story. Yeah, share his story there. Really? And they didn't respond to you? Don't worry, because now you could just share his story on there yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could share his story on there yourself. Like, little, it's like little shorts. Like how you be putting out. Like, see? Like, look, I'm gonna show you. And they would share. They share the stuff. People share it. I think the highest one was, let me see. Little shorts on there and stuff. Yeah. You could put it on there yourself. I think you go to, let me see, where you go on there. I forgot where you go on there. You go to Newsbreak. And then it says, like, if you want to be a content creator. Yeah, I forgot how to do it. Shit. And you could get monetized also. Yeah. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, Unsolved told me about this, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. Let me find out. And people been sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing. I get more people sharing my freaking stuff on Newsbreak than I do on any other platform. Newsbreak is a good place for things to get out. Yes, yes, girl. It really is. Because every time I leave a live, the same clips that I put on Instagram, Facebook, my groups and all that, I put it on Newsbreak. And there's another thing called Scoops. That's another one. I'm going to give you the thing on Scoops also. It's like, it's S-O, hold on. Let me see. Maybe I could just send you the link for that one. Hold on. I don't know how to do that one, but let me see. Wait a minute. Okay, I'll give you the thing so you could just go on there. So this one is called Scoops. This one. That one is Scoops. And you could put his story on there too. Yeah. But I like Newsbreak better. Yeah. Yeah, but they share your stuff and it's like Newsbreak. I'm really I really like that. I want to know, although I'm trying to ask Unsolved if they do whole stories, if they could do like whole stories on there instead of just little clips. Because I've like people in the comments would say, hey, do you got the whole story to it? And they don't know, like I've done the whole live, but that's just a little clip of it. You know what I mean? Like they don't get it. Like this have like 1,000 likes on this one. 92.2K. So they do be sharing. We'll share your stuff for sure. And I like that. I love that. Share the videos. Share it. It's important. Get the faces out there. Okay, I'm on Newsbreak. Thank you. I'm on Newsbreak on TikTok. What do I look for? Okay, so when you go on Newsbreak, there's a thing. Let me see. How did I do it? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Forgot how I did this. Edit. Let's see. Delete account. Nope. I forgot how I did this shit. I went on Newsbreak, and if I'm not mistaken, I went to settings. Yes. Yup, I went to settings. See? Let's go on Newsbreak. I went to settings. But you know how I learned how to do it? I Googled it. I went to Google, and then I went on YouTube, and there was a YouTuber showing you step by step. And I was like, it was like only 3 things to do. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I just did it. But yeah, I went to settings, and then it says, if you want to do content. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. You know? So I said, yeah, I want to do content. And then I put the thing content, and you put your email and then what name you want to use. So I put Brooklynsquad. And what else? A little something about yourself. And that was basically it. I think that was it, yeah. It was very easy though, yeah. Let me see something. Let me see if I can look it up. Let me see if I can look it up for you. How? Hold on. How? Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. Let's go to YouTube and see. And let's go to YouTube together, y'all. See if we could check this out for her. I know it's late, but give me 1 second. Oh, man. Why is this acting like this? Oh, it's already on YouTube. Okay. So. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is the guy that I learned from right here.
Fiverr connects you with freelancers that offer a wide variety of digital services. I specifically wanted a free
and metrics will vary, but I hope it gives you or Canadian phone number in order to be able to receive a fully active and monetized Newsbreak account where you
This
can
is
start
this is
writing
how
and
this is
earning
the
money
channel. This is
from
who I
your
got it
words.
from.
Let's get into it. If you haven't heard of Newsbreak before, it's a news-based platform where you can write news style articles on any topics you like and get paid from the page views. It has a wide built-in audience, allows AI if you're into that, and has quickly become one of my new favorite writing side hustles. They also allow you to repurpose content. So if you write on another platform, it can act as an additional stream of income. And to get started, the first thing you're going to do is go to creators.newsbreak.com. You can choose to make articles or videos. We'll go articles for today. You enter your email address and fill out the rest of the form, activate your account. They will send you an email to verify your email address, and then you can sign in, fill out the form with some basic information. Newsbreak recently updated their requirements to only allow applications from people with a US or Canadian phone number, which is sad, to be honest with you, because in the past you could apply from almost anywhere in the world. Now you will need access to a US or Canadian phone number in order to be able to receive the verification code. So if you're not able to sign up for Newsbreak because of this, I have a video which I will leave in the description below of some other options that may be available to you in your country. And if you are eligible, you can just continue on, enter in the rest of the information here. Newsbreak does its best to verify its writers are real people. You don't need to have experience or a particular expertise in any field. They just want to know that you are a real person and creating authentic content. Make sure to read the terms and conditions here, check the box at the end, and save and continue. I can't show you this next screen because I've already signed up and used my phone number, but essentially they will ask you for some more information and then send you an email when your account is approved. And then once they have approved your application for your account, you can go back to creators.newsbreak.com and log in, and you will be met with your dashboard. So I'll go over each of these and we will dive in how to start working towards getting monetized. So essentially you have the homepage, which shows you your content, your analytics, all that good stuff. You go to manage content, you can see your articles that you have posted as well as drafts, see what's working. Here you have your story composer. Here you would enter your news style headline. Read this, it's awesome. And then within the story editor, you have some options for titles. You can do, big title, subtitle, all the basic stuff. You can add images here. Every article you post needs to have a featured image. You can look for copyright-free images here. If you do get images outside of the Newsbreak Story Composer, make sure to always add credit for the images. You can embed tweets and content like that. Articles on Newsbreak need to be a minimum of 250 words. And then when you are ready to publish, you can add your tags. Let's say the article is related to health, fitness, entertainment, Los Angeles specifically, and viral videos. Add your tags here. You can add up to 5. I recommend adding all 5. And then is this a timely story or is it evergreen? Does it pertain to a specific location? Publish when you are ready. And in terms of what to write about, that's totally up to you. I do find that sticking to a niche on Newsbreak is really helpful, as well as adding a location to your stories. So if you're not sure what to write about, what I would recommend doing is go to the Newsbreak homepage, look at the trending topics, and see how you can fit your content to pertain to those topics. In terms of the analytics, pretty simple here. The main metrics that contribute to your earnings that you want to watch out for are in-app views. Those contribute to your RPM, which is your revenue per 1,000 page views, just to give you an idea of how much you can expect to earn. You can see here from last month, a few of my higher earning stories, 50,000 views earned me $172, and metrics will vary, but I hope that gives you a nice starting point to know how much you can expect. And in terms of getting monetized, you need to have written a total of 10 articles and gain 100 registered followers, which means a follower who has made a Newsbreak account. The best way to handle monetization, from my own experience and from speaking to other writers, is to write your 10 articles, and then hopefully within that time you have amassed 100 followers. If you haven't, keep writing articles until you have. Apply for monetization. Once you reach them, the button will be active and you can click on it. What they'll do is ask you for some more information. Once you apply, it's just a waiting game. So for me, it took me about 2 weeks to write my first 10 articles and gain my first 100 followers. And then after I applied, it took about 6 weeks for them to get back to me. During that time, what I would recommend to do is stop writing articles, because for one, you're not sure if you will get approved or not. Hopefully you will. And two, those articles that you write before you're monetized won't earn you money. And activity is not something that Newsbreak takes into account when deciding whether to approve your application or not. So I would write your 10 articles, apply, then just wait. It can take up to 6 weeks. If it takes longer, you can always send a follow-up email to contributors@newsbreak.com. Although, to be honest, the communication is not the best and they don't always get back to you, and they may not tell you if you haven't been approved. I wish they were better at that, but So if you haven't heard back in 6 weeks, I would move on. After you have become monetized, they will send you an email with instructions on how to set up your Tipalti account, which is essentially a third-party service they use to handle all of the payments. So you can set up your Tipalti to either pay you via PayPal or via direct deposit. They pay on the 15th of the month for the month prior. Okay, and I think I've answered these questions in this video already, but I'll just list out a handful of questions I see on my videos.
All right. Well, that's how you do Newsbreak. I'm glad I showed the video, because I said go to settings and I was totally wrong. So now you know. Are you good with that now, Mama? So now you know how to do it? Newsbreak.contribution. Yes. See, when I had wrote it and then it came right up. Let me see. Let me see if we can see it. Right. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna. Let me see. There you go. And then I don't know why this phone calls so late. So, but yeah, go to I went to Newsbreak. First, I typed in what he said when he was talking, but then it said Newsbreak contributor, and when I hit it, the thing popped where you could say apply, and then you press the apply button. I'm trying to see if the light will show it. There we go. Okay. Apply. See? There we go. And you make an account. Okay. Oops. All right. And with that, I will talk to you soon. And everybody else, have a blessed night. Y'all all know that everyone's in my prayers, and just please be safe out there. And much love to everybody. And I want to thank you all for supporting the victims and their families on my platform. Rather if it's one person or two people, it still makes a difference, because victims and their family, they need a lot of support. They need to know that they're not alone. So everyone have a blessed night. Good night.